Hello everyone, welcome to Bona Iqiniso. In this video I'm going to explain what the foundation is of our software testing methodology. I don't like tools that are counterintuitive. Tools where you spend more time figuring out what to do instead of doing the job you want to do with the help of the tool. That's why you need a methodology, because it will give you the knowledge of what you can expect in the tool. But explaining what you can expect is not enough. There are some other requirements to call a tool a good tool. Wacht. I don't like tools that are counterintuitive. Tools where you spend more time figuring out what to do instead of doing the job you want to do with the help of the tool. That's why you need a methodology, because it will give you the knowledge of what you can expect in the tool. But explaining what you can expect is not enough. There are some other requirements to call a tool a good tool. It has to feel natural, focus on the important practices, provide guidance to increase effectiveness, provide support to increase efficiency, and therefore the methodology on which a tool is based should follow the same rules. It was originally not our intention to create a tool, and yet we created a methodology. This just to tell you that a tool needs to be based on a methodology, but a methodology does not necessarily need to have one unique tool. Common sense, intuitive, feel natural are all synonyms for it must be easy to apply and use. Correct? No, not really. Although the subject, software testing and software development, may be complex, the explanation on how to do it can be intuitive, feel natural. Just to make it clear that we learn in this series of videos is not always easy, but we always will try to explain it in such a way that it feels natural, as if there is no other way to do it. How do we do this? By mimicking behavior we showed when we were kids. But why do kids learn faster than adults? Because of the history we carry on our shoulders as adults, where kids don't have that yet. Let me explain. Kids are open-minded. They are curious about everything new thing they see. To investigate these new things makes them feel good about themselves, and they will think only positive thoughts. These positive thoughts will stimulate them to investigate even more things, which will make them feel even better and stimulating them to investigate more. This is an upward spiral of continuous improvement, continuous learning. This kind of reasoning is the core of what is called cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavior therapy helps people with brain damage to learn again. By following the cycle, the way you feel influences the way you think, influences the way you behave, and influences the way you feel, and so on. The way I came in contact with the cognitive behavior therapy was by raising a son with attention disorder. People that easily lose focus of what they need to do can use what is called the 4 bears of Meichenbaum. By the way, I presented them here by our 4 yellow friends. Donald Meichenbaum came with this aid to make people understand what the natural steps are in executing a task, helping them to focus. 1. Understand what you need to do. If necessary, ask questions, but also be open-minded. The task given will never exceed what you can do. 2. Prepare to start the implementation. Plan what you are going to do. Determine what is in scope or out of scope. Grow your confidence that you can do it. 3. Execute your preparation. Feel confident, think of a good plan that you made, and execute it. 4. Check the result. You can be proud. You did it, and to be sure, you verify that the result is what you planned it to be. The third application of the cognitive behavior therapy is to make machines smarter. That is interesting because it means that what you do feels natural, and if we build a tool, we will follow the same natural flow of activities. A cognitive behavior approach can be seen as a task-based approach when we are trying to explain a practice, because it mimics the natural way a human being performs a task. In some frameworks, like Zachman, the 4 bears of Meichenbaum translate into context, a high-level description of a problem and its circumstances; the concept, high-level description of the solution to the problem; the implementation, detailed description and implementation of the solution; verification, did we implement the solution correctly and did it solve the problem? If we talk about software development, we must make a difference between verification and validation. Both perform the same function, namely verifying the product being delivered. But verification is done by the development team, or should I say by the test team, while validation is done by the customer, the user, the client, the business, or whoever is responsible for the acceptation of the product. Mind you, the task-based approach fits very well in any software development methodology or framework. Whether it is waterfall, or agile development, or lean development, at the execution level it is necessary to describe tasks that need to be implemented. Whether you call it requirements, specifications, stories, or something else, always try to stick to context, concept, implementation, verification, and validation. Another approach to software development is to talk about quality. Approaches to quality can be the ISO standard 9126 on product quality, an approach with WH questions, or the 5P method: people, product, process, project, and productivity. In short, the ISO 9126 standard tells us there are 4 steps in product quality. For now, we limit ourselves to product quality because that is the result of software development. There are process quality, internal quality, external quality, and quality in use. Process quality is about the how do we build the product. Did we follow the process? Did we plan it right? Internal quality is described by a number of quality characteristics without having to execute the product. Things like functionality, maintainability, portability, but also efficiency are some of the quality characteristics. External quality is also described by a number of quality characteristics, but now when the product is used. It should not be shocking to see that internal quality and external quality are covered by similar quality characteristics. If we have a gap in the description of the product, we very likely will see that gap while executing the product. Internal quality influences external quality. Quality in use is when we involve the users. What do they think of the product? The quality characteristics they will be judging is: how effective is the product? Does it increase our productivity? How satisfied are we? How secure is the product? Although this approach to product quality is important, we chose for Bona Iqiniso to follow another approach, the 5P approach. This for the following reasons. The core of Bona Iqiniso is test automation, which leads to a test-driven approach. In short, it means that we first test and then adapt our product to make the tests pass. It also means that for Bona Iqiniso, internal and external quality overlap. If we look at the market, we can see that the majority of projects is following an agile development method or a lean development method. In these methods, splitting internal and external quality in two different things would mean they lose battle power. It would mean that they are pushed towards a waterfall approach, which, by the way, is one of the big pitfalls of agile development, but that's another story. The 5P approach not only allows us to assimilate internal and external quality, but it also assimilates process quality and quality in use. The 5P approach also supports the WH questions approach, and this approach asks all the WH questions. Why, who, how, where, what, when, which. The idea is that by answering these questions, you are building in quality, without even realizing that you are doing that. People is about your customers and how they appreciate the product. But it is also about your team that is building and testing the product. Process is about the activities and tasks your team needs to do, but it also about knowing the context of the product. A calculator to calculate your salary or to calculate the orbit of a spaceship will not be the same product. For Bona Iqiniso, the product is limited to a business domain with its own rules and restrictions. Product is about the concept your team came up with to solve a problem in a certain context. In Bona Iqiniso, this is represented by the application board, similar to the product backlog in agile development. Project is about the organization of the development team and the implementation of the concept. For Bona Iqiniso, this is the roadmap to test and build the product in multiple sprints and releases. Productivity is about effectiveness and efficiency. It is not only about how budget-friendly did we deliver, but also about how well we delivered. For Bona Iqiniso, this is a testing board, because we preach test-driven development. Note, in the picture we mentioned the business domain in the same color as the process, but the business domain is extended by the black marked area as well. Bona Iqiniso is customer-centric, meaning that the business domain of the customer also contains the acceptance criteria, the validation of the product. That is why, in the final overview of Bona Iqiniso, there are only 4 pillars. Business domain explains the world of the customer and the development team. Bona Iqiniso defines workflows that cover the process, and these workflows make the business domain spill over into the product, the project and the productivity, or how we call them in Bona Iqiniso, into the application board, roadmap, and testing board. This makes Bona Iqiniso customer-centric. Application board is the product breakdown used by the development team and is, of course, influenced by the business domain. Roadmap is the project management of the development team and again is based on the wishes of the business domain. The testing board is the test-driven software development of the product. For a development team, the business domain and the roadmap are supporting the development process. The business domain gives the scope, the constraints, the business rules, and so on. The roadmap gives the when, which functionality, will be built. Both are essential in building the product, but don't really build the product. The testing board and the application board enable the building of the product. Because of our test-driven approach, the testing board enables the build of a product that covers all functionality intended by the customer. So, why did you follow this video? To learn that we use cognitive behavior therapy for two reasons. It helps us to understand how task practices are executed in a natural feeling way and supports a learning curve with continuous improvement. We use task-based software development because it is based on the cognitive behavior therapy, which includes context, concept, implementation, verification, and validation. This approach supports quality-based support development as well. It puts the people, both implementation team and customer, in the center. The process part ensures that what we do is effective. The product part ensures that we know what we are building and also have a test basis. The project part ensures that we have a roadmap, a plan on how to build the product, as well as a way to follow the progress. The productivity part ensures that we do is done in an efficient way. It includes all test-driven development. Bona Iqiniso translates all of this into workflows that handle business domain, application board, roadmap, and testing board. This is the basis of the Bona Iqiniso methodology. Want to know more? Please join us for the next video.